We're going to get some gains here, at least gain something back from yesterday. Jim.
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to Mike. He's so terrific. I called back because I was a hedge fund manager during the period of the crash in '87. It was very interesting because the crash went from 2,246 in the Dow down to 1,725 on Black Monday. And what people don't remember that on Terrible Tuesday, there really was no price discovery. We pieced it together. Jim Stewart and I actually pieced it together, and we came up with about 1,400 at one point until the Fed came out and said, listen, we will give you all the liquidity you want. Then we ended up rallying 400 points, went to 1841. So we did open up, then down, and then finished above where we were on Black Monday. And then the following day, we were also up, too. So the lesson was, if it did replay, what happened then is open up, then go down precipitously, and then come back because the Fed said something. I don't know if the Fed will do something today, but just be aware that it was not a perfect bottom on Terrible Tuesday.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you, which is to say, do you think we've hit a bottom? How do you think about even understanding when and where that could be?
Well, look, I mean, I think we're in a recession, and I just think we're in a recession because there are very few places. We're a service economy, 2/3 of the economy, and I don't know, I'm not seeing a lot of people doing what are part of the service economy. So we went down to about 2,345 in the S&P during the bear market that was in the 2018 period. We're still above that for the S&P, so it's entirely possible that we could lose another 150 points in the S&P just to get back to where we were when we thought we were going to have a recession. So I think that's reasonable. Again, it was a great buying opportunity at the bottom of Terrible Tuesday. Here would be obviously Terrible Friday if we reproduce that, but not the opening. Hey, the opening was a sucker play.
Yeah. Hey, Jim, I saw your comments earlier that, you're never comfortable after a day like yesterday with any upward movement, but we have been locked up limit.
Right.
So does that give you take any solace in that this could be a lasting bounce and that was overdone yesterday?
Well, I mean, I think it would be overdone with the speed that it did it, but I think that there are a lot of components where the estimates have to come down a great deal. And when you have estimate cuts, stocks can't go higher. And you're going to take Disney as a classic example. I think Disney's a buy today because I'm waiting for them to close the theme parks, and they did today. But there are always people who don't know about these things, Joe, and they say, holy cow, they close the parks, and they sell the stock, even though it might be a terrific buying opportunity. I wish we had more CEOs step up to the plate and say, you know what? I want to buy my stock, as we did. There was a midday in Terrible Tuesday. The 3M CEO came out and said, you know what, this is a great opportunity. I'm going to buy a lot of stock. Yeah. We're not getting that. And maybe that's because a lot of CEOs bought stock higher. Right. But I'd like to see business confidence pick up because business leaders show that it's the right time.
Well, hope springs eternal, Jim. And I don't want to be gimlet-eyed or anything, but when you have on the same day that you have what was really as scary, felt almost as bad as 87 yesterday in terms of flushing, and it coincides with all the closings that we were seeing. People haven't factored in any of the closings, and they just came one after another yesterday, and it coincided with the. So I don't know. You'll probably be right. You always have to retest the lows, but that just seemed overdone. Maybe we get some positive, the Cleveland Clinic, the Roche,
Sure.
I don't know, whatever.
I have tremendous faith in our scientists, and I think Dr. Fauci's done an amazing job. I will point out, Joe, there's trillions of dollars in the sideline waiting and waiting and waiting. Well, they've got what they've been waiting for. They've got the opportunity that they've said no to. How can you not start buying here unless you just are so fearful? And remember, that is when Warren Buffett says you must buy. He bought in World War II and it looked like we were going to lose a war.
All right. Sternlicht's coming on now, Jim, so just stay tuned.
I like Barry.